What's this? Did anyone lose a lamp? It's so dirty.
Finally, I'm out of that lamp. Who are you?
Sophie. Mayor Sophie.
Sophie? Well, I'm a genie, and I'm here to grant your wishes. 3 wishes to be exact. That's it. 3.
Now I know I'm dreaming.
So, what'll your wishes be?
Well, since I'm the mayor of Bienvon, a city located on the northwestern coast of Norway with beautiful scenic views and majestic fjords, I wish to see what the city will look like in the year 2062.
Done.
Oh my, that's amazing. I know my next 2 wishes.
What?
I wish to talk to an engineer who helped create this city, and I wish that you had knowledge about the city as well.
Your wish is my command.
Velkommen. I'm an engineer who helped create this scale model of the city, Bienvon. It is completely made from recyclable materials. See this agricultural center? It is made of keys. This condominium is made from soda tabs, and these historical homes are made from cereal boxes.
Back in my day, the historical homes were about 75 feet tall, and on the model they're, 1.5 inches, which means that the model scale is clearly 1 inch equals 50 feet.
That is correct.
Another example of that is the cruise ship, which is 150 feet by 50 feet in real life, or 3 inches by 1 inch on the model.
Also true.
And back in 2013, Bienvon had over 88 inches of rain annually, which used to cause devastating mudslides. Now in the future, the rainfall must still be high. How do you control the mudslides and manage the stormwater?
Well, in order to control the mudslides and manage the stormwater, Bienvon developed the highly futuristic, innovative, computerized system of vegetation, infiltration, retention, and diversion.
So it's pronounced beard?
No, it's not weird, it's verd. Vegetation uses plant roots to fortify the soil, while infiltration is increased by microscopic carbon nanotubes and raised boreholes which drain the water down into an underground storage mine.
That's mind-boggling.
Ha ha, very funny. Retention consists of using a series of retention walls lining down the mountain to hold water back, while diversion uses a series of diversion ditches that direct the water down the mountain into an off-site storage pond. Engineers that worked on this model included the civil engineer, who worked on the construction of the retention walls, as well as supervising the construction of the raised boreholes.
Electrical engineers worked on power generation and transmission, as well as computerized control systems.
Then that means that geotechnical engineers were responsible for assessing soil samples, testing soil stability, and designing retention walls.
Sta korrekt.
Other innovative solutions to stormwater management in Bienvon include green absorbent roofs, colander roads, Inson boxes, and cisterns. And back in the day, flora and fauna in Bienvon included fauna such as the beluga whales, Norway lemmings, and puffins, and flora such as the purple heather, foxglove, and holly. Is that still there today?
Yes. Also, there are 450,000 citizens with a median age of 50 and a life expectancy of 127.
The life expectancy is so high due to medical innovations such as the organ printer and the data record chip, a chip located behind the ear which takes pulse, blood pressure, and other vitals.
Interesting.
Not only is Bienvon scenic, but it has a low crime rate and a great health system, with an abundance of cultural and recreational activities. Key city features include the water storage mine and the entertainment mine, as well as the sculpture garden.
And how do people get to such places?
Transportation in Bienvon includes the LAT, or light air transport, the maglegs, and the historic funicular.
The LAT, or light air transport, propels vehicles using air pressure, while the maglegs are egg-shaped pods that run throughout the city that use maglev, or magnetic propulsion technology. All vehicles are easily accessible and NDA, or Norwegian Disability Act, compliant. Wait, did I just see that cruise ship moving?
Yes, it did. The cruise ship is just one of these model's many moving parts. It symbolizes the importance of water in Bienvon because most of the city's income comes from the water industry, which is the maritime industry, aquaculture, and fishing. Another moving part on the model is the levee, which holds water in from the bay. But if there's a storm surge, it opens, allowing excess water to flow out into a revetment pool, thus saving our city. The third moving part on the model is the wind turbine, which symbolizes just one of the many sources of energy from the city. Speaking of energy sources, how is the city powered?
Bienvon runs on hydro, wind, solar, and Vives power, a groundbreaking technology consisting of a grid of foot-long shafts placed on the bottom of a body of flowing water. When the water flows over these shafts, they vibrate, thus creating energy.
Wow, Bienvon is so sustainable. What about waste and pollution control?
Bien Von runs off of 100% renewable energy and has many vertical farms throughout. Lawn maintenance consists of using gray water, while the toilets are dry toilets, which are non-flush. These, when the waste is sucked down the pipe in the toilet, they go into an underground storage tank where it composts into fertilizer. These tanks are heated to hasten the decomposition process.
Wow, if Bien Bon is so sustainable, it surely must have received a LEED Platinum status.
Stockorek, and we are very proud.
And what other innovations are there in the city?
Innovative solutions in Bien Van include smart desks, personal integrated smart boards, and microtexts, thin polymer sheets programmed with educational material. To communicate, citizens use the FIN, or Future is Now, holographic imaging bracelets. To communicate, citizens use, as well, they use voice-activated chip implants known as commune chips.
And did you do anything else while working as an engineer?
As an engineer, I first identified the problem I needed to solve. Next, I learned the specs and important information about it. Then I brainstormed many solutions, and I designed my best solution. I tested and improved it, and last I built it and shared my idea with others.
And this model shows many zones. What kind of zones are there in the city?
Well, there's the nature preservation zone, the historical zone, and many mixed-use zones going throughout.
And how are all of these zones interconnected?
The zones in Bien Van are interconnected with bridges, roads, and the LAT.
Wow, Bien Bon is such an interesting city in the future. I wish I could stay here forever.
Too bad you already used your 3 wishes.
Aw, shucks.
Yes?
So how did you come up with the idea of your VERD system?
Well, we spent a long time going over the different technologies and ideas that we found, going through books, talking to our engineer mentor, and looking online. And there were so many different ways you could do it. And then after we looked into our model and how we were going to design our city, we decided that not one technology could suffice. So therefore, we created a multi-step, multi-medium solution.
We wanted to have a solution that helped stop every aspect of using the stormwater management system because our city suffers from mudslides, so we wanted to have a system that stopped all those problems.
Yes, only the 3 of us worked on this project, and we met with various engineers who helped us learn more about the stormwater problems already in existence, and we researched throughout the summer, and we came up with a solution of vegetation, infiltration, retention, and diversion.
Yeah, so I'm very impressed that it was just the 3 of you working on this. It seems like with so much work to do that you would really had to have specialized individually to get all the work done. And I'm curious what specialties you feel like, what was the role on the team that you were in charge of?
Personally, my role in the team was to work on the virtual SimCity game. I also worked on various things in the model. I built some of the trees, I worked on the buildings, and I worked on making the base for the model.
I was responsible for the essay as well as assisting I did 50% of the historical homes. Each house took about half an hour to make, and then I also assisted in the construction of some of the futuristic homes.
Yes, I also helped create 50% of the historical homes, which there are over 100 of on the model. And I also worked with writing the narrative and making the posters as well as the script.
Maybe each of you, could you tell us a bit about what you learned most when you were involved with this project, either engineering-wise or about Scandinavia or about city design?
Well, I learned that for the transportation, everything has to be interconnected so that, say, you want to take your magleg throughout the city, you have to be able to go far distances as well without having to be inconvenienced.
I personally found out a lot about city planning, that you have to have a practicality while still having it look attractive, and that people are not necessarily going to want machinery behind their homes because of the noise or things. So I found city planning was something that I really learned about.
I learned how to work with others because we worked in the group, the 3 of us, and how we sometimes had conflicting ideas and designs and how we had to work together to accomplish our goals.
Besides water conservation, what benefits can be derived from your stormwater runoff system?
Well, our stormwater runoff system, it also has energy in it as well, because when the water runs out of the mine, it powers a generator, which uses hydropower to generate energy for our city.
Besides providing energy, it also provides water because when it flows through, it's being distributed to the homes and buildings throughout our city.
Our sustainable system is, some of the aspects of it are taught in our college, Be an Engineer, where you learn about the different systems, whether it's the vegetation, the infiltration, the retention, or the diversion, so it can be applied in other cities.
Is this city completely self-sustained, or are you relying on other cities, neighboring cities, to supply you with things? And if so, what would those be?
No, our city is completely self-sustainable because we have food production in our city. We have many vertical farms throughout, as well as fishing is one of the main exports of our city. So we have a lot of fish.
Another way that we generate income for our city is through tourism. Citizens come to see our innovative solutions. They come to our college, Be an Engineer, for our beautiful views since we're in the fjords of Norway, as well as some of our entertainment systems.
Sorry.
Okay. Also, our city, like my teammate said, is very scenic, so that is a great place for retirement as well as for starting a new family.
It looks like growth potential is limited just by geography. And in a warming climate, there's a lot of thinking that the Arctic is going to become a very busy place. And you're way up there already. So have you done much to sort of export the design features you have here is this a model city in a sense? Could you see this working as a place people would come to see how to develop the whole Arctic?
Yes, citizens come, and from engineers from other cities come, they learn from our ideas, and we try to share all of our knowledge from our engineers now to other cities.
Yes, we try to be one of. Never mind.
Thank you.
Faster and faster.
That is so